What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 38, but before we get into today's episode, guys, I do want to say, if I sound like I got a bit of a lisp in today's commentary, that's because on Saturday I was attacked. I don't really want to talk about it too much. I'll show you a couple pictures on the screen, but I was attacked on Saturday afternoon, and my lip is ridiculously swollen. My top lip is just crazy. The left half of it is just so puffy, it's unreal, and I don't really want to talk about it too much, but yeah, if that's why I sound like I got a bit of a list today, I do apologise for that. Not much I can do about it until the swelling goes down. Regardless, hopefully it's not too noticeable, and you can still enjoy the commentary regardless.
Well, we know the qualities of this home team today, Alan, don't we? They're so strong defensively, best defensive record in the league.
Well, some people call this side boring, but not for me, because they just love their clean sheets, don't they?
Still, we take on Everton for the first game of today's episode here, coming on the back of that ridiculous last episode. If you missed it, go back and watch it. There was so much drama, so much late drama in the two games we played in the last episode against Liverpool at home and Leicester away. The last game, of course, was that game against Leicester away. We beat them by 3-2, but Fowl scored a 89th minute winner for us to only get his second goal of the season, being very disappointing this year, our record signing. So coming into this game against Everton, Daniel Bentley also requested to start this game, and I decided to give him a start as Jack Butland hasn't kept a clean sheet in a while now, and Bentley did keep a clean sheet in his debut against Hearts a couple episodes ago. And we had the perfect start to this game as well, just 2 minutes in. Another young player that's been asking to play more games this season is Michael Falevi. The striker has been giving a first team role over the past few weeks since switching to a 4-2-2-2 as opposed to the 4-2-3-1 we started the season off with, and he capitalised here on some very poor defending by Everton. Funes Mori, I think it was, gave the ball away. Falevi capitalised, won the ball back, step over around the last man and put it past the goalkeeper to make it Watford 1, Everton 0, and notched up his second Premier League goal of the season. But that was it for the first half. Genuinely nothing other than that goal, which came from some very poor defending from Everton. And 5 minutes after the restart, a good chance to make it 2-0 here as Troy Deeney gets himself inside, holds off the challenge of Leighton Baines and smashes the ball past the goalkeeper Joel in at the near post and makes it Watford 2, Everton 0. So in 15 minutes, only two proper chances to Falevi and Deeney, and both of our strikers took them both really well. But I will say Joel should have done better there, should never be beating his near post so easily. But Deeney has now notched up his 9th goal in the Premier League this season, and for a striker who started off so poorly this year, it is so good to see him scoring goals left, right and centre again. Still, in the 80th minute, a great chance for Morales to make it 2-1 and get Everton back in the game. Some very poor defending with me from Lyon there, almost gifted the Belgian a goal to get his side back in the game, but it was how the game would finish. Final score, Watford 2, Everton 0, so Bentley took his chance, Falevi took his chance. Both of the young players have been requesting more game time. Bentley made his Premier League debut in this game, kept a clean sheet on it, great to see that, and it was a really comfortable 2-0 victory for us. Loftus-Cheek man the match with the one assist he got for Deeney's goal, but it was just such a poor game. And after the excitement of the last episode where we had 11 goals in 2 games, I was expecting this game to be really frantic as well. Instead, a very poor one, only 3 proper chances in the game, but I don't mind. It's our first clean sheet in a while, good to notch one up, and of course get the 3 points is the most important thing, and we haven't been beaten since that very disappointing home defeat to QPR quite a few games ago. Still following that, we take on West Bromwich Albion for the second of 3 games in today's episode here away at the Hawthorns. West Brom, the side I did my FIFA 15 career mode with, or the side I started my FIFA 15 career mode with, I should say. Taking on West Brom here on Christmas Eve. This game had just one day separating between the next game, if that makes sense. So Christmas, there was a day off for all the players, but on Boxing Day, we would have another game to play. So coming to this one, as you can see with the team I picked out there were, I do believe, 9 changes being made to the side. Only John Joe Shelvey and the goalkeeper Daniel Bentley, who kept a clean sheet in that last game, got a start in this one. Had to rest a lot of players due to fitness reasons, and the first chance would fall to West Bromwich Albion, but that shot went harmlessly off target. And in the 35th minute, another chance for the Baggies, but Callum McManaman's shot goes harmlessly wide the post and behind for a goal kick. And at half-time, as you can see, it was still goalless. West Brom had 2 chances, 2 of the only real chances in the game. Our shot was deflected, but we'd had 61% of possession in this game. I had all of the ball, but I wasn't really doing much with it. So in the second half, right from kickoff, I decided I need to be a lot more direct with my play, try and get more chances on the boards as much as possible and as quickly as possible. And the first chance would fall directly from kickoff. Bertrand Traore scoops around Pocognoli, beats Chris Brunt with a Berber spin, gets himself inside to shoot, and with our first proper chance of the game, we also find the back of the net, and Bertrand Traore, who has lost his place since we switched to a 4-2-2-2, has scored his second goal in just a few games. Really good finish as well. And Traore, of course, who came in at the start of last season, he's been okay for us. He's scored us a few goals, but he hasn't done too well. He's only grown a couple of ratings, and I'm not sure he's going to grow too much more now that he has been dropped dropped to a bench player, but he's still a decent player for us. It's his second goal in the Premier League, his second goal in a few games. His last goal came a few games ago against Southampton, but either way, he makes it 1-0 to Watford there. A really good finish, hitting the inside of the far post and going into the back of the net to make it West Bromwich Albion 0, Watford 1. West Brom had a chance there, but that header went just wide the post, and we had a great chance here from a free kick just 19 yards out here. Virgin Traore was standing over it. I decided to go for goal, but he put the shot just wide the post and behind for a goal kick, but it was still 1-0 to Watford. And one of the final chances would fall here. West Brom started pushing too many bodies forward, and once we won the ball back here, Brendan Galloway gets onto it. Our left back fake shots round his man, plays a great through ball inside, and Matej Vidra, who came off the bench, makes it West Bromwich Albion 0, Watford 2, to make sure we'll secure the points with just a few minutes to go. So that was just a simple goal there. We win the header, we played inside to Galloway, lovely fake shot to beat his man, a good through ball inside as well, and Vidra, one of the only strikers who I haven't been using much this season, gets his first goal of the season and does make it West Bromwich Albion 0, Watford 2. So final score, West Brom 0, Watford 2. Great to notch up another 3 points. That's now 3 wins in a row for the Hornets. Really pleased with that, and a good second half display as well. We need to be a lot more direct in the second half, because in the first half I had all the possession, but I just wasn't doing anywhere near enough of it. Need to try and get more chances on the board, and it showed in the second half. We played a much better game, and of course the most important thing was getting the 3 points. So really pleased with that, and after 3 wins in 3 games as well, scoring in successive matches too. That was the problem for us, at the start of the season. We switched to a 4-2-3-1 this year, as opposed to the 4-3-3 holding we were playing last year. We weren't getting too many chances, but now we're looking like such a more threatening side when going forward, and that's really important, because as I said, this year's FIFA, it feels like it's a lot easier to defend, but not as easy to score goals. So now we look a lot more threatening when going forward, and of course we're still a pretty defensively good, solid team anyway. That's now 2 clean sheets in 2 games for us, which has been a while for us since we've had that. It feels like we are really beginning to show our prowess now when going forward, whilst also still being pretty solid at the back. So we take on QPR for the 3rd and final game of today's episode here at Loftus Road. QPR being the last side to beat us. That was a Vicarage Road by a goal to 0. So coming to this game, we were looking for revenge. First chance fell to QPR, but Jack Butland getting his place back in the side for this game made a really good save and kept it at 0-0. We had a good chance there, but that shot was well saved with the goalkeeper. And then in the 45th minute, how about this? QPR failed to deal with this ball, and it falls to the goalkeeper, who punches the ball away. Danny Rose flicks the ball in. Deeney heads it across the face of goal, and Michael Falevi, he's been asking for chances. He scored a couple of games ago, but that has got to be a contender for miss of the season. This was just unbelievable. As you'll see at half-time, we had the possession in this game. We had a couple of chances too, we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Had to show you this again. Look at this from Falevi. Goalkeeper does well to punch the ball away. Rose flicks it back in. Deeney heads it across the face of goal, and the young 18-year-old striker, he's 6 yards out on the half volley. The goalkeeper's already fallen to his right-hand side, and he blazes the ball into the top tier of the stand behind the goal where the away fans are housed. Just absolutely terrible there from Falevi. I do like him as a striker. I'm giving him a lot more chances right now, but he's just a really inconsistent player, and he should have found the back of the net there. Definitely a contender for miss of the season, and it's still QPR 0, Watford 0. Ryan Tyler was then denied by a good save by the goalkeeper, and in the 57th minute, a good chance for QPR to open the scoring. That header by Sherry going just wide the post, and it was still 0-0. We had another good chance there. John Matip's header going over the bar in the 68th minute. It was still goalless in this game, and one of the final chances would fall here in the 73rd minute as the Korean Yoon Suk Young goes down the left-hand side, takes it around his man, crosses the ball into the centre. We don't really deal with it properly. It falls to Ashley Westwood, who goes for goal, and Jack Butland, getting a start back in the team after being dropped for 2 games, makes a good save and turns behind for a corner. But it was how the game would finish. Final score, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Watford 0. So that's now 3 consecutive clean sheets for us, unbeaten since that defeat to QPR back at Vicarage Road a few games to go. So even though it's a draw and a goalless draw as well, I'm still not beat up about it. We played pretty well in that game. On another day, could have got the win, had a few good chances. Falevi should have buried his opportunity. Definitely a contender for miss of the season. Regardless, 3 clean sheets in a row. Really good to notch those up. And Jack Butland, of course, getting a start back in the team after Daniel Bentley replaced him for a couple of games. That was only going to be a temporary change, despite Bentley keeping 2 clean sheets in 2 games. Actually, 3 clean sheets if you count the Hearts game as well. But either way, Butland keeping a clean sheet. It shows we are defensively a bit, still solid, just like last season. Still had the best defensive record in the league, and we're more threatening when going forward. Even in that game, if we didn't score the goal that would have won us the game, we still look good, and on another day should have taken our chances. Still, following out, we saw that a youth player wanted to terminate his contract, which is fair enough. We go ahead and offer him a pro deal. He doesn't look too good, the Canadian, but we'll have to wait and see what happens, and there you go. And we also see after that the transfer market is now open as well, as we've entered January. So the January transfer window has now opened for Watford. Honestly, when it comes down to transfer targets, I'm not too sure who I'll be looking for. You can feel free to give me some suggestions in the comments if you'd like to do so. But as you can see by the team we've got right here, I like the team we have. I really do. Whether we can make it into the top 4 this season or not, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's a little bit too early for us. Fingers crossed though, I'll still be going for it, and there is still an opportunity for us to do so. As you'll see with the league table, we are currently sitting in 3rd place. I like the team we've had. It's got some good young talent, good potential for the future, but I still might look for a striker, someone to come in, maybe replace Charlie Austin, who hasn't had a great start to the season. Vidra's only scored 1 goal this year, same with Volari. We'll have to wait and see though. I have a couple of targets in mind, but not too much money to work with, and the only reason we'll be making any signings is either we make a pre-contract deal and try and get a signing in that way, or either sell on a player and sign someone else. So you can see by the league table, we're over the halfway stage now, 20 games in, we are in 3rd place, 5 points clear of Arsenal in 5th, so that's really good to see. In the FA Cup, we've been drawing against Swansea, the Premier League side, taking on the Welsh side in around the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and in the round of 32 of the Europa League as well, we've been drawing against PSV Eindhoven, the Dutch side, in that competition. But that does end the episode, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Once again, I do apologise, my commentary sounded a little bit worse than usual. Hopefully the swelling will go down on my lip pretty soon, but thank you for watching the video regardless. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave likes, it's much appreciated, it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.